Hey guys, it's Gundam Freedom, and today I'll be doing a review of the 1144 high grade God Gundam. The kit itself comes molded in that normal Gundam colors, which is blue, white, red, yellow, and gray for the joints. As for stickers, the stickers are the eyes, the camera lenses on the head, and some yellow and black stickers on the Vulcans on the shoulders, as well as the black trims on the shoulders, on the front skirts, on the knees, and on the foot, as well as on the foot guards. And then some yellow and black stickers as well on the thrusters on the back of the legs. And some triangle stickers on the knees as well. First off is the core lander. So it's all molded in blue, white, and yellow, and some gray on the thrusters here on the back. And for stickers, it comes with the silver sticker for the cockpit hatch instead of the black that is being used on the newer G Gundam line. And it can move down on the cockpit to attach it onto the back and reveal the thrusters on the back of the core lander itself. And then the other moving parts are the wings here on the back, which move up about that far on each side, and then the middle piece goes perpendicular on the core lander itself, and the lower wings can also move up and down as well, just like so. And to attach it onto the back of the Gundam, there's a slot on the back of the God Gundam, and it has some slits on the inside of the back here to make it more secure on the back so that it will not fall off, unlike the older G Gundam kits. So just slide it in and push it to lock it in place, and that's the core lander all attached on the God Gundam. Next up are the hands. So it comes with two closed fist hands that are already attached on the Gundam itself, and it also comes with two holding hands for the beam sabers, which are almost the same mold as the Shining Gundam, which my camera cannot focus. Come on. There we go. So they have the same mold as the old Shining Gundam. And it also comes with the God Finger, or in the West it's called Burning Finger, for both left and right hand, which are glowing in the dark if you have a black light. And then for other accessories, it comes with a pair of beam sabers. So it comes, unlike the Shining Gundam, which has a different length of beam saber, the beam sabers for this guy is the same length as each other. So those are the beam sabers, and they can be attached on the side skirts via a sliding slot here on the inside of the beam saber. And it also comes with the same beam effect parts as the Shining Gundam, which is a long and short beam saber, as you can see here. And you can just slide the beam into the handle, just like so, and attach it on the holding hand here, which can be just slide in, just like so. And to change the hands, you can just unplug the ball jointed hands on the arm here and plug in the new hand for the beam saber. As for the hyper mode of this guy, so what you do is you open up the chest to reveal the energy thingy that it has on the middle, which I painted it green, and then there's a red sticker here on the chest. There's also an option of a silver sticker for the chest here, but I opted on the red one because when it's active the chest is bright red. So open up the chest, and then the gauntlets here on the arms, you just remove it, and there's two pegs on the arm, which is for storage is the upper peg, and then the lower peg is for the hyper mode. And there's a hole here, or a slot here on the gauntlet. And first off is you just move the claws out, just like so, and then reattach the gauntlet on the lower peg for the hyper mode, and just attach the burning finger or god finger onto the arm just like so. And then for the legs, you open up the calves here on the back to reveal thrusters, and you can just slide it up just like so. I painted the inside of here gold, and then do the same here on the other side. And then for the wings, pull up the panels here or the wing binders just like so. Make sure that they are aligned with each other. And that is the G Gundam Hyper Mode. The neck is on a single ball joint which is fixed on the chest, and it lets the head go up about that far, and then down that far, side to side about that far, and rotate up to there, because the cheek vents here on the face, it's the vents or the volcans here on the shoulders. For the shoulder itself, it's on a ball joint and hinge combo, which lets it go out about that far from the polycap hinge. And then for the ball joint, it can go forward and back and up and down, and also rotate all the way around if the core lander is not in the way. And then the shoulder armor is separate from the arm, and the whole arm can go up about that far. And then there's a bicep swivel, which lets it rotate all the way around. And the elbow is on a single joint, which, unlike the Shining Gundam, which only bends about that far. And then the hand is on a typical ball joint, which rotates and wiggle around. As for the chest movement, originally the chest here, the middle piece, can move up and down, but I glued it in place because it keeps moving everywhere when it's being on the chest, and it also keeps popping off. Oops. So I decided to just glue it in place. And it can also I can still open up the middle here to reveal the energy thingy on the middle of the chest when it's in super mode or hyper mode. While the chest itself can move back about that far. It's on a single ball joint, and it has a separate red piece on the middle here or the lower waist, so that when it's moving, it's not just an empty cavity on the inside. And it can also go forward about that far, side to side about that far, and also rotate about that far. The waist, the front skirts are molded together originally, but you can separate them on the ball joints on the middle, so they can move forward about that far. And then the side skirts are on a peg, which lets them go up about that far. And then the beam sabers here are on a rotating drum here on the side skirts, which can rotate about that far, up and down. And the back skirts can move out about that far. As for the hips, they are on a peg, which lets the leg go up about that far, go back until it hits the back skirt, and then out until it hits the side skirt. And then there's a separate hip movement here on the leg, which lets it rotate all the way around. And the knees are on double joints, which lets them bend about that far. And then there's an opening hatch here on the back of the leg, which slides out and pulls up to reveal additional thrusters here during its hyper mode or super mode. And then the foot is on a hinge inside the leg, which lets it move forward and back. And then there's a ball joint on the foot itself, which lets it move forward and back, side to side, and rotate about that far. Here is the high-grade G Gundam or God Gundam next to the no-grade G Gundam, but I don't have the original no-grade, so I will just get a picture of the no-grade on the online. so that I can compare it from the high grade here. And you will see that the high grade itself is much taller and much more bulkier, and overall better kit than the no grade itself. And then here's the God Gundam next to the Rising Gundam, and you will see that the Rising Gundam is shorter than the God Gundam, which is not accurate because they are supposed to be the same height. I don't know why they made the high grade God Gundam much taller than it's supposed to be, and it looks much bulkier than it's supposed to be in the anime, because in the anime the legs are much slimmer and the chest is much longer, and overall the God Gundam is supposed to be more on the proportions of the newer high grades than the old high grade here. So I wish that they can make a better version of the high grade God Gundam, since they are releasing the other kits from the G Gundam line in a much better high grade form. Overall, this is an okay kit because first off is this was released back in 2010, so it's an one of the experimental high grades from the, I think, the HGUC line, wherein they are starting to branch off of the UC line and starting to release other kits from other series on the HGUC line. So the first kit from that lineup is the God Gundam, and I think that they are still experimenting on other kits. That's why the proportions are out of place and some of the joints are not that movable, like the waist area. Originally, there's a moving gimmick on the waist wherein you can rotate the legs forward and back separate from the original peg, and it can also rock side to side, but it hinders the movement of the legs further outwards because it clashes with the chest and the waist area here. And overall, it's a bad experience, so I decided to just glue it in place and also move the joint downwards so that the legs can move out further than they originally can. So yeah, and also the single joint on the elbow is I think they could have made much better, because in the Shining Gundam and the Master Gundam they made it into a double joint. So if they released it at the same time as the Shining Gundam, they may have improved on the overall articulation and the proportions of the kit. So that's it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye.